our guitarist like goes to use the bathroom, and the bathroom's like right off of the stage in this weird way. And he like goes in and then he comes right back out and he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like two kids like literally having sex above the stage like right now. He's like, I went in there and just walked right out and I was just like, where the fuck are we right now? Like it was just like all this weird shit. And
Dude, sounds like a good time, man. Jeez.
oh yeah, I mean, I think if I was like fucking Iggy Pop in the 70s or some shit, I'd be like fucking in heaven. But I'm like, no, I'm myself now, and this is fucking hell.
Welcome to the 117th episode of the Cast That Ends Creation. I'm your host, Chris Deering. This is the show where I interview bands and public figures from the mathcore adjacent communities. If you beautiful people in chat have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them and I'll try to read them aloud. If you like this up for $5, you get access to some exclusive emotes as well as access to all the interviews before they hit YouTube and other streaming services. You can also get a free monthly sub by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. It's like taking $5 from Jeff Bezos' pocket and putting it into mine. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this in your car and have no idea what I'm talking about, the show is first shown live on Twitch. Join us every Sunday and Wednesday at twitch.tv/thecastThatEndsCreation for the live cast. With all that out of the way, let me introduce our guest today, who you'll probably know from Meth and Virgin Mother. Welcome in, Seb Alvarez. How's it going?
Hey, it's going good. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
I don't know. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking. Yeah.
So, right now your current projects are just Meth and Virgin Mother, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you've been involved in a bunch of other stuff over the years, right?
Yeah, there's a whole hoopla of other bands. Like, yeah. But it's kind of weird just having the two right now. But like, I'm just not used to, being able to focus on like one thing at a time, kind of, and it's like kind of nice, but it's just different.
Well, so let's just start off from the beginning. What made you get into music?
Honestly, like from maybe my when I was like 3, my mom took me to like my first concert. She took me and my siblings to see Tears for Fears.
And dang, like, when you were 3, do you even remember it?
I remember that they played Creep by Radiohead. Like they did a cover of it. And like I've always had that like vague memory in my head with it. And then I saw them a couple years ago and they played the same cover again. Like, so it's like a 24-year gap between times I had seen them or whatever. And I was like, oh, they're still doing this cover. That's kind of wild. Or like they just brought it back or whatever, but kind of felt full circle. But like my mom grew us up on a lot of like new wave, a lot of like, she'd always play music when she was cleaning. And like, she always had these VHS tapes of just like music videos she had recorded off of like MTV and just whatever. And so she would just put those on and me and my siblings would always just sit and just watch those forever. And then I used to do concerts for my mom when I was like a really little kid.
No way, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. And like I would just like sing cover songs into the broom like in front of her or whatever. So like, I always had like an affinity for I just always like really loved music and kind of doing stuff like that. And
what was your favorite cover?
I remember so my mom would probably say like Roundabout by Yes, because I used to sing that song to her from the back when I was a kid. But I also vividly remember trying to perform all of fucking Infest by Papa Roach when I was in like 4th grade or some shit. Which I just think is like fucking hilarious to look back on because like Jesus Christ. But
dude, that's awesome that she like lets you listen to that stuff at that age, man. I remember like I was in like 8th grade before I really like started experiencing heavier stuff.
Oh yeah, my like she always like just let us listen to like the radio and just like she bought us tickets to see like Korn in like 4th grade, which was fucking crazy. And like, I don't know, just between her and then like my brother too. My brother's the one who got me into like all the heavy like new metal-y mathcore, like I like everything when I was growing up. But yeah, I mean, it's always just kind of been there. And then I don't know, I just started in like middle school, just formed a band with some kids. And yeah, and I don't think I haven't stopped since then, really. So
Well, when you were growing up, what's the first album that you bought?
so the first album I actually like bought, I was really young, and it was the Kazam soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a random one.
Yeah, so I always like I remember that one, and then like I don't know, there's just like a clusterfuck of other CDs and shit that I bought after, but the Kazam soundtrack's always the one where I'm like, that was definitely my first CD. And then I think Ixnay and the Ombre by like Offspring I got for Christmas one year, and that was like one of my first CDs too. But like that was like the first actual probably kind of CD. Like I don't want to discredit Shaq too much though, because
Oh, Shaq's a beast, man. He can actually rap and stuff, dude.
I know, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, no, it's just Kazam. Yeah, that's a 10 out of 10 record.
So, what was the first instrument you picked up?
um, so I started initially kind of playing drums when I was in like 6th grade. I took like 4 lessons, and then I just stopped because I fucking hated going to lessons. Like I just
Like school band kind of drums?
It was just at like a music store, and I would just go.
Oh, okay.
And
So like drum set, like actual drum set then.
yeah, like an actual drum set and everything. Oh fuck, you know what? Actually, my first I just fucking remembered my first actual instrument was the fucking tuba in like 5th grade, which is
Bold
fucking
choice.
scary. Yeah, no, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, because I haven't touched a tuba since 5th grade. Why would I?
I don't think anybody has.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but no, like the first actual instrument is probably drums, and then I drummed for like, or I still drummed now basically, but been for like 15, 16 years, and then I picked up like bass and guitar, really only like maybe like within the last like 5 years or so. But yeah, and then just always I was like drumming, and then but I was always like a vocalist in bands and stuff primarily for until I graduated like high school for the most part. So
What instrument would you say you're best at?
probably drums by far. I still don't like saying I can play guitar because I don't feel like I can. So it's just like one of those things I kind of feel fraudulent, like where I'm just like, I don't really know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just kind of.
You play what sounds good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just making noises and fucking whatever. Like, I don't know. Like,
We're on the same wavelength, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing either whenever I'm playing guitar. So we're totally we're meant for that. So.
Yeah, no, it's just like I don't know. It sounds okay. It sounds good enough. Like it gets the point across. So I guess that's what I would say about my guitar playing is like it gets the point across for whatever I'm trying to do. So whatever.
So what was your first band?
So my first band was in 8th grade, and it's called When Beauty Burns.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a total fucking like it was like 2005, 2006, just like metalcore fucking ripoff.
Sounds like it. It sounds like it would
yeah.
be, yeah.
It was like we just loved like Drop Dead Gorgeous and like Heavy Heavy Low Low and shit. So like we tried writing stuff like that, and we were just fucking god awful. But you know, we did our thing, and it was pretty fun. And that was like we used to just book shows in our friend's parents' garage, and like that was kind of like the first taste I had of like DIY stuff, but I had no idea what any of that shit was at that time at all. But we were just like we could just play here, and we had some like pretty decent shows. Like we only played like 5 with that band, but they were all pretty like I don't know. I remember all of them, which is maybe it's just because they were like my first shows, but like, I don't know. There's just it's pretty cool to
Dude, that's
look
pretty
back.
sick. Is there like recordings we could hear of this stuff?
Oh fuck. I think our peer volume still exists. If that
Okay.
site still
I
exists.
don't know if that still exists. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Does it?
I don't know. I feel like I tried like hunting these demos down because we did like a 2-song demo. Or you know what? Actually, I have one of the songs on my Bandcamp. Fucking just like under my miscellaneous shit. But there's a song called Hurricane Ditka with the fucking Hurricane Ditka soundbite from like SNL, like that Chris Farley skit. And it just goes into like literally like a fucking Zilbel lead in breakdown like at the end of everything, and it's so fucking corny. But yeah,
Wait,
I
so
think
which one is it called? I'm looking at them now.
oh so it should be at the very bottom. It's just like miscellaneous shit.
Miscellaneous works. I see it. Okay.
Yeah. And
And which
then
song?
it should just say When Beauty Burns. I think it's in alphabetical order.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay.
Oh god. But yeah. If you want to play it, you can. I don't care.
Well, I don't know how to turn the site down, so maybe I should stop. That might blow some people's
Yeah.
ears out. But that's fucking cool that that's a thing that exists. That's
Yeah. It's pretty awful.
I don't know if it's gonna be awful, man, but that's awesome that like something from when did you say 8th grade still exists? Like that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that demo we did in like I think it was 2006, 2007. So
God damn,
that's
dude, that's
probably,
fuck, man.
yeah, it's the oldest recording that I ever have.
So how old are you now? Like 28 or something?
I just turned 30.
30. Oh, hey, I'm 31, so not too far apart.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Yeah, we're right in the same bracket.
Yeah. So when did you start taking this seriously as a career?
I don't know. Like I've been pretty unrelenting with just everything I've been involved with for a really long time, but I don't know. I feel like I've been doing music primarily like for I don't know, last like 10 years or so. Like I've
So was
always
it
worked.
before meth, like when you were taking, or like was it meth that made you take it seriously, and like from the beginning, or was it after you started getting success from meth that you started taking seriously? Or was
No,
it before that?
I think it was before probably. Like my first band, Cadence Fox. Like my first actual band, I guess. I would consider that, but like that was the first time like where we were trying to like just play and try to like really write and experiment, and like we tried touring a little bit, but like we had some like decent shows, but like nothing too crazy. But I mean, we used to just spend so much time like working on that band, and I don't know, I feel like from then forward, like when we did our first record with that band, Metaphors, which was in like 2012, but that was like the first time we were really trying to like push stuff, but like we didn't really know what the fuck we were doing at all either. So like it didn't really get like any traction or anything, but like I don't know, we played some regional shows, and then just everything after that, just I don't know, I just felt like I really needed to like just push into music more so as we were like kind of going. And then I started another band called Other Masquerades, and that was the first band that I probably had that like toured a decent amount. And yeah, we just cranked and we're touring a ton, and that was kind of the first band that I think with just trying to get some sort of attention on something,
Right.
and
Like try to actually like get the dream or whatever, get signed and tour and all that other all that good
yeah,
stuff.
and like yeah, we did a bunch of shit, and then it just like I don't know, it just kind of dissipated, and then I joined Tweak not long after that, and then it was like Tweak, then Meth, and then Virgin Mother kind of came out of Meth, and then yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of been like the main arc, though. It's just been like, I mean, prior to Meth and shit, there's probably like 4 or 5 years where we were just touring and playing to like no one and just like trying to go and do fucking whatever. And
So it kind
I
of
mean,
seems like you always wanted to be a musician, then, like always want to be a successful musician.
I wouldn't say successful, but I just like I don't know. I just always really fucking like loved being in this environment, and like just really loved touring, and like especially like in those early days when, you know, it's just like it doesn't feel as like heavy when you're touring, like, and you're like a DIY band and everything, and it's like there isn't as much like pressure, I guess, because you're just going out and you're just playing, and it's just like there's something so great about that feeling, is like when you're going out and you're playing, and then you just like meet people and you're meeting people for the first time that are doing the same things that you're doing, but in like different parts of the country and everything. And like
Or like meet random fans that like actually know who the fuck you are and shit.
yeah, exactly. Like it was always weird, like, because I mean, I feel like especially with like other masks and stuff, there'd be like maybe like less than like 5 people on each tour that like would actually like know us beforehand, but it was always really cool to see those people at those shows, because we're just like, who the fuck knows about us, like. And
I recently did my first tour, and there was somebody, like one person at like every show that knew who I was, and I just blown the fuck away. Like what
yeah.
the fuck? How? Like I couldn't believe it, man. It's insane.
Yeah, it's always like so fucking surreal, like when you go somewhere and like someone knows a ton about your music, or a ton about just like you or something, or just like whatever, or just know other things that you've done. And it's like, I don't know, it's very surreal, it's very humbling, but it's also just like it's a little petrifying too, because I'm just like, I don't know,
Right? And I'm just like, I don't know how to react. This is crazy.
yeah. Like I always feel like when someone's like, oh, I really like your stuff or something, I'm always just like, thanks. Like I don't know what else to say outside of that, because it's still very like jarring for me in a way where I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, okay, like I appreciate it, I just like I don't know how to react to it.
I feel like that's like making it though, is having people like actually know who you are and stuff, and like random people coming up to you, like that's, to me, that's like the best feeling.
No, yeah, it's a great feeling. And it's just like cool that, you know, people can care about like just something that you make in general, or like people can relate to it in some way. And it's like I don't know, like a lot of the shit that I make and everything, it's very personal, like to me. So like knowing that there's other people that can connect to that, because it's like I never really think in terms of like, how is this gonna connect with more people or whatever. It's just like I just really need whatever I'm doing to evoke whatever emotion I'm feeling, or like whatever feels right to me in a way, I guess. So like knowing there are other people that can connect with that to like some level, it's still really fucking bizarre to me to think about that. But yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of that, Baby Pimp 666 in the chat says, I wear my meth shirt and hang out at the toy section at Target.
Oh fuck yeah! They need to buy a fucking get a Cabbage Patch Kid.
So one of the things that I think is really cool about Meth is that I feel like y'all were the first band that got picked up by like a bigger, I guess you could say mid-level label out of the mathcore scene since the resurgence happened. I can't think of another one, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was another one. But yeah, you got picked up by Prosthetic Records, and I don't think other people were getting picked up at the time. So what was that like, getting picked up by a label like that? Like, were you at a point where you thought, you know, you should be on a label like that, or were you like shocked? How did y'all hook up?
So it was actually like really quick. I think we had only played 2 shows. And
that's it? Holy crap, dude.
yeah, and we did a.
So
we
did
did a
they know
video.
about you from like your previous bands then, or?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Because when I've talked to Steve before, he was like, he knew, or like Steve Joe, he's the A&R guy for Prosthetic, and I had talked to him a handful of times, and like he knew of like Cadence Box and stuff before, but he didn't know I was in that band or anything. So like he knew of other stuff, but I don't think it had anything to do with like me like personally. But we did like a live video of our second show, and our friend Jake Morse, he runs a small label called Flesh and Bone Records, but he also does like these awesome film, like these live videos, and we had him do our second show, and that started circulating a little bit more online, and then I just got a random email to my phone one day from Steve just being like, hey, I saw this video, like blah 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 blah, like you guys seem like really cool, like what are your plans coming up, or like what are your plans like as a band? And I was just like looking at it because like I never get approached for really anything. I've always just like been the one. I always like shoot out emails, and I just like shoot out as much whatever as I can. Not jizz. That sounded very jizz like, but but like we just like I don't know. It didn't feel like a real email. I thought it was like spam for a second because I was just like, because I thought it was like
he's like, oh, what are your plans? You're just like, I don't have any plans, man.
Yeah, or just like I don't know, it reminded me of like when I was a kid growing up, and fucking I'd get like emails from like an agency or something, and it's like, pay us $500 and we'll like be your agent, and it's like all, you know, that bullshit. And it was always like, I think it was always the guitarist from like Chelsea Grin or something too that was always associated with those agencies too, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, not throwing shit, I just remember that vividly. Like, I'm like, okay, this is weird. But like no, it just felt like one of those for a second, but then like as I was reading it more, and I was like, no, this is like a real fucking thing. So I like Googled Steve and everything, and I was just like, needed to do my research into it, and I was just like, okay, wait, what the fuck? And I remember like just getting really hyped on it, because I don't know, I just never thought we'd get approached by like a label in any capacity or anything. So like it was
especially
cool.
that size, like they're, you know, a pretty big one for the scene.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and it was just like I don't know, it was just it was very surreal. And I remember I called my brother, and I was just like, you're not gonna fucking believe like what just like this email that I just got, blah blah blah, blah. And we just like nerded out for like 10-15 minutes on the phone and stuff. And yeah, we just me and Steve had a phone meeting, and then with the rest of the guys in Meth as well, and like we were just like talking about everything, and yeah, everything just kind of pieced together from there. But it was all really 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 fast when it came to like Meth starting, playing our first show, and then jumping into everything with that. So yeah.
So did you have an album written and like recorded and shit at that point, or did they help pay
been
for that?
working. No, we had I Love You out, and then we had Children Are Watching that came out like the year before, but that was before I even had like a band or anything for Meth. And like we had been working on Mother of Red Light for like 6-7 months at that point, so like we were already kind of getting into like the next phase of that, and like getting into our pre-pro stuff, so it kind of worked out in terms of just like timing for all of that. But yeah, I don't know, it worked. It was really fucking weird, and now here we are like 3 years later. And I don't know, we still only have the one record.
Right. Yeah, chop chop. Come on, let's get another one out there.
It'll come out when it comes out. But
are you thinking it's going to be like 2023?
Yeah.
Like just a
Well,
guesstimate.
Yeah. I would say like right now, tentative like 2023. We're in the later stages of writing, but there's still like a lot of stuff to work on.
Yeah.
But it's getting there. We're just kind of going at our own pace, which like, yeah, I'm just
No,
not
yeah. Take your time, man. No fucking rush.
Yeah.
Make this shit good.
Yeah, that like we're just like we're not in a rush, and especially I mean I just this fucking pandemic. I swear to God, it's gonna be the fucking well. No, I'm not even. I was gonna say it's gonna be the death of me, but I'm gonna wish bad juju on myself. Shit, so I
Gonna
won't.
jinx it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like oh, Jesus Christ. But
But I feel your pain, man. Like you guys could have like fucking killed it with touring and shit, but
yeah, we
gotta stay
had
home and shit.
yeah. It was like I think we canceled 3 tours.
God damn, dude, that
And
sucks.
yeah, we're gonna cover everything, and then yeah, and it's just like just won. It won in the end, so whatever. But yeah,
But you were telling me that y'all are starting to do shows again?
yeah. So yeah, starting in this new year, we'll be doing some stuff coming up. We have a show in like Milwaukee. Um, when the end of February with Frail Body and Knoll and Snag. And
Dude,
there's
those are some sick bands, man.
yeah, I'm super stoked. And they're all like friends, and it's just gonna be like really fun to be able to like do all of that. And we're supposed to be playing in Chicago on Friday, but with COVID, it's not looking likely right now. So we'll just have to do Chicago again. So I mean that won't be hard, but I'm sure I think like end of February, early March is what we're looking at for that right now. But yeah, we've just been
Fingers crossed, man. It kind of feels like we're back at the start of the pandemic again, Like
yeah, oh my
shows
God.
are starting to get canceled and shit. Like, it's not looking great.
Yeah, it's just like I can't even like I'm just going down the same like I was like a little traumatized from the planning aspect of everything with COVID initially because it was like fuck I have to cancel everything and then reschedule it and then all that gets canceled and like I feel like I'm going down the same hole right now and I'm just like I don't want to do this again. Like,
right.
but I understand that we have to like and yeah, but I'm just like God damn it, I'm just being selfish. But
I don't know, man.
yeah.
Everybody wants to get it over with. I don't think you're being selfish at all. Like,
Oh no, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, it is what it is at this point. But yeah, I don't know. Fucking yeah, we're cranking, doing our shit.
Nice. So you said that Virgin Mother came from meth. What do you mean by that?
So kind of like it spawned off in a way because there was a lot of stuff I was writing that it just like didn't feel very meth-like in a way, and I was kind of like just going at like just writing a lot in this style of everything, and I was like, I'm just gonna start like a true solo project because like meth initially was like my solo project, and as it's evolved, it's very much like a full band. Like it's not just me at all.
Oh, I thought that it was you that wrote everything. I guess it's not the case.
No, not anymore. Like this new record, I really haven't written much, if like very minimal, if anything, for the
really.
Yeah, so it's mostly just everyone else, like just kind of coming up with everything, and I really kind of wanted to like take a step back with it too, just because like my writing recently too is like getting in that mindset and that mode. It's just been like really fucking hard to write for meth in particular, in terms of just like me like writing guitar and everything.
Did you write most of the stuff for Mother Red Light though?
I wrote like a percentage, like it was mostly, I mean, most of it now has been our guitarist Zach, and I would say he probably wrote like 60-70% of Mother, and then like
okay, I did not know that. I totally thought that you were like the guy behind everything.
Oh no, like it started off that way with it, and then as it
Well,
like
I figured
evolved.
because it was a
Yeah,
solo project to start out with, so I figured that would still like go in, be a part, be a
yeah,
thing of it, be a main chorus. Interesting. So
yeah.
now you got Virgin Mother though, which is a really cool like combination of different genres. I guess you call it noise rock. Is that fair?
Yeah, I don't know what to call it. It's just kind of like it is noise and it is rock.
It's
I
rocking.
guess. It rolls, it rocks, it does what you need it to. But yeah, that's kind of been my outlet for like my solo writing stuff too, because I just also like I think trying to like stick in a genre or like not a genre, just like in a general vibe with everything too. Was just proving like really hard, and my head was just going into all these other fucking places. So I was like, I need to put that somewhere, and that's kind of what Virgin Mother is, where it's just like just whatever the fuck I'm trying to write or whatever ideas I have, I can put it there and just have that as more of that outlet. And then Meth is more of just like it's a full band, like everyone's contributing and like writing their own stuff and like just does stuff like that. So it's kind of nice to have that balance too, because like I think at the beginning of the pandemic, as I kind of stepped more back in my role with Meth, especially, like I don't know, I think I just like stressed myself out so much, and I was so just like burnt out with touring and like the 2 years before the pandemic with everything with Meth. Like we were just nonstop and we're just going and like we were touring like a ton and just playing a lot of shows and like trying to write and get all this stuff done. And then like everything came to a screeching halt. And yeah, I don't know. I just, a bunch of shit just like changed like mentally for me like during that time period. So it was, it's been interesting to kind of like have that project still like be very active and be whatever, but also see like how everyone else like is writing and adapting to like this initial sound that like I did like from like Children Are Watching into like I Love You, and like kind of like taking that vibe and then just like seeing how everyone else like is writing around it, because like they've kind of completely made the band into like their own thing, and it's cool to like see that kind of like spawn off of like those first two solo releases, I guess, or the first, I guess Children Are Watching is the only solo release, and then I Love You is full band too. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's different, and I kind of like that aspect of it though too. It's just like a different type of test for me right now too, which is kind of what I wanted anyway. I don't know. I told you I was going to ramble. I'm
Dude,
sorry.
no,
You're
that was
supposed
good, man. That was good. So, what's the plan with Virgin Mother? Like, are you trying to take it seriously? Is it more of just like a fun thing, or?
It's kind of both. Like, it's a lot looser than Meth in a lot of ways. It doesn't feel as like it, I guess for lack of better terms, it's just like with Virgin Mother, like Meth has is very well intended with what we're trying to write and what we're trying to do and what we're trying to like. It's very calculated and meticulous, and like Virgin Mother is a lot more just like free. And a lot of the stuff that I'll write too, where like I might just be writing and recording simultaneously, and then just keep those takes and just kind of piece things together that way. And it's just different too, and it gives me an outlet to be like a control freak too, because like I get very just like anal with the songs that like I'm really developing and everything too. And so like it's like just a good outlet for me to kind of have that type of atmosphere and be really controlling, but also feel like very like loose and just kind of just take it at my own pace. But
There
I'd
is
like,
a full band for it, right? Like you have other members
yeah.
involved, right? So why not just do it all yourself? Then you can be the most controlling.
Oh wait, what do you mean for like the band?
Yeah, why haven't you just done all the Virgin Mother stuff yourself? Like you said, you can play drums, bass, guitar, whatever.
Oh no, like the record that I've been working on an LP since September of 2020
Hmm.
for Virgin Mother, and I play everything on
Oh, I
there.
thought you had other musicians involved in it. I guess that's
I
not the
do, I
case.
do.
Oh, okay.
When we play live, and then we have like so it's like weird. It's like it's
Oh, okay.
simultaneously a solo project, and then we also have like the band version of it. Like
Okay, I saw a lineup and I was like, oh, I guess he's working with people on this one. Okay, I
yeah,
got you. I got you. So you're. It's all stuff that like, you did every part of it then.
yeah, and yeah, in different ways. It's just like it's very collaborative, and like I want it to be very just um like loose and like yeah, just if I'm writing and just want to release something, like if we end this right now and I like wrote like a song or whatever, it's like cool, I can just like upload it and release it tomorrow if I wanted to under Virgin Mother, or like we have the full band and we're just gonna write like a couple songs or something, and then maybe we'll just release that and like do whatever. And I don't know, kind of it's nice
Well,
to have that.
I was gonna bring up you did a split. I forgot who it was with. You did a split with, with
Oh,
another band.
okay. Heel Turn in Infinity Land.
I think that was it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you also dropped a single just like what a couple months ago. So you're leading up to a full album, or are
Yeah.
you just planning on dropping like singles and EPs
Oh
and
no,
stuff?
I mean I do plan to drop just singles as they get completed, but I the full record of like the LP, I think I only have like 2 songs left to finish like vocally, and then just mix and master it and just try to get the fuck out there, because
Oh shit!
I've literally been fucking recording. It's been like 4 or 5 years since I started writing that record, and it's just like this fucking close. So
God
like
damn, dude. I'm
yeah,
really hyped to hear that. Holy shit! If it's taking you that long and it's all your like, that should be awesome,
yeah,
man.
yeah. I'm really like that's kind of like a bucket list record for me, because it's just like I've always really wanted to play everything and write everything and just like do everything for a full record that's like mapped out and everything. But oh my god, yeah, it's been a trip. Like
Are you
especially
trying to be independent with it, or are you trying to get signed?
I'm not sure. I was gonna pitch it to a couple places, but just like places that like I really want to work with. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like if it didn't work out with them, then I would just go independently, because it's just like I'm not just gonna try to hop on just anyone who would want it or something. But it's I just I have a very particular group of uh like labels I would want to work with. But if not, I'm just gonna just do it all on my own. as
Okay,
as you should. But
that's legit. Are you
yeah.
trying to like get it out as fast as possible, like whenever it's done, or you're willing to like sit on it for like a year or whatever it takes to get vinyl going?
Oh fuck no. Like,
Because you know that shit takes forever now, man.
yeah, like that was the other thing too, because I was trying to have the record done by like the beginning of this year, and I'm hoping maybe the end of February, like early March, it'll be like done. But I was like, dude, I've already been recording this for fucking ever, and I don't want to sit on it for another year, because the songs are already feeling like kind of old to me in a way too. But it's just like no one's fucking heard them, so like it'll be new to everyone else, I guess, but me. But I'm just like I just want to fucking move on with it at a certain point too. But like
No, I
yeah,
totally feel that, man. I totally feel that.
yeah.
So, what bands do you pull most of your influence from currently?
Um, Currently, I've been listening to. Let me think. This is a very complicated question for me.
Is
um,
it okay? Okay.
yeah,
Well,
just
just who
because
are you like jamming right now? Who's like your big bands right now that you like?
I've been listening to a ton of Unwound. Um,
I don't think
I'm
I've heard
always
of them before.
they're like an old like post-hardcore band from I think Seattle, um, but they're from like mid '90s. And then God no, there was a fucking, what was that record? Oh no, there's this really fucking cool band from Chicago called Lilac that came out with a LP in the summer of this year that is just like, it's just really fucking noisy and gross, and it just kind of makes you feel gross when you listen to it. That album's like been really fucking cool. And then I don't know, just went down like a Sparkle Horse trip, and then
Sparkle Horse?
yeah.
Never heard of that. Dude, how do you know of these bands? Like, what?
Oh, I don't know. They're all just like, I don't know. Like Sparkle Horse is like an old like indie band, like slowcore type band. I think he like toured with like Radiohead in like the mid '90s, and but he has an album called "It's a Wonderful Life" that he just like completely self-recorded, and like his barn in like West Virginia, and it's just fucking amazing. But yeah, he's dead too. So he's, you know, in this weird, you know, that echelon of musicians that are all like have died way too soon, and I just love them all too much, and it's just really tragic and horrible. But all of his music's really fucking good. I don't know what any of that even. I'm rambling again, but yeah, them, and then like Swans, and then like the heavier sense of stuff. What the fuck did I just listen to recently? I listened to that first Tower of Rome record recently that I hadn't listened to fucking forever, and that album was really sick. And yeah.
So you don't really keep up with new releases?
I do and I don't. I mean, I try to, but I wouldn't say I'm like well kept in like any particular scene. It's just like as stuff kind of comes out, I might check it out. But yeah, I don't know, like like newer stuff too. Like, I don't know if you listen to that, like that Black MIDI record that came out. I really fucking like that record.
Dude, that's a band that whenever I hear the name, I'm like, oh man, I need to check them out, and then I'll just forget about it and never hear their name again until a year later or something.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. They're just like really well trained, like jazz, like music student kids. Like I'm pretty sure they're all in their early 20s, and they just like can fucking outplay everyone. And it's nerve-wracking because I'm just like, how are you this fucking good? But like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of all over the place. I just listen to a lot of different shit, I guess. So a lot of different things kind of will pop out in the music that I'm trying to write, I guess. But then it all ends up just kind of washing away, and it just like turns into fucking noise. So that's where so
well, speaking of writing stuff, how does the writing process work with you?
So a lot of the time, it kind of jumps around. Like, I'll sit and try to play guitar, and I might come up with some riffs or something. Or if I'm just like at work or I'm driving or something, like something might kind of get stuck in my head, and I'll try to like remember some way to remember this pattern in a way. And then by the time I get home, it's completely different. And I try to channel that in the guitar, and it just all kind of like sparks from there. But then sometimes I might kind of have drum ideas first, and then I'll either like sit behind my kit when I can, or just program shit in like FL Studio and just like figure out like the drum beats and rhythms there, and then write guitar around it a lot.
Something I do to help remember those guitar melodies is open up the voice memos on my phone and record myself doing guitar noises. Do you find yourself doing that?
I've tried, and I fucking hate hearing the sound of my voice to the point where I'm just like, I can't take myself seriously doing that, even though I'm like, it's just a tool. No one else is going to fucking hear this anyway. But like, I can't listen to myself at all, like doing anything like that. And I've tried writing like in my fucking notes and shit, there's like a bunch of like things with just like random like letter arrangements and stuff. And I always try to think that those are gonna like help me remember, and then it just looks like I'm just writing fucking babble. And so I don't know.
Wait. Are you like writing the sound out, like so like boo 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 boo, and you would write down bo?
Yeah, or just some weird thing where it's just like there's like a click or like something that goes on in my head that like I'm like, I'll remember this sound if I write it down, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking remember this. You're a fucking idiot. Like, what the fuck are you doing? But
that's crazy, dude.
yeah, it's really weird. But yeah, I think a lot of the times I'll kind of just demo things out, like guitar, drums for the most part, and then like those will be like the rough takes of everything, and then I kind of just like develop everything from there out, and then might have some people come in and out and just to get someone else's like take on something. Like that's kind of one of my favorite methods is just having someone else come in and then like have like showing them something you're working on, just kind of like trying to hear what they hear or like their ideas. And I feel like that's also why I've been in so many fucking bands too, because it's like it's always so interesting to see how other people write and then like kind of pick up on their habits. And I feel like it just makes you a lot more like versatile in a way. Like because if you're just playing with like the same like 3 people, like that band and stuff will lock in and be fucking awesome. But like you add in someone or like you just go and jam with someone, and then it's like they have their own like just habits and patterns and everything, and just like being able to like sit and kind of like dissect people's like thought processes, especially if you're just like live jamming and shit too. It's like really interesting.
Right, it gives you another perspective.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know, because it's like even if you have the same fucking idea, like the exact same things popping in your head, it's like it still sounds different coming from 2 different people. And like there's something really cool about that, just like the subtle dynamics and everything. Like even just replacing a member in a band with like another guitarist, or like, and they're just playing the same things that are there, but there's always something like slightly different about how that person plays it versus like how someone else does. And I don't know, it's just this lack of mechanicalism, I guess, to playing that is really fucking cool. And that's also why I just can't really get into like gent music and shit too, because it's so like cleaned up and like very
it's too boring.
Well, yeah, it's just like I don't know, I just like love hearing shit that, you know, there's like feedback in like a spot or something. Just like I just love imperfections within music, and just like hearing a band's like just a shitty demo they recorded on their own, but like there's so much more character to that than just getting like the best fucking producer to clean up everything and make it sound like perfect. But it's like it's just empty, I guess. I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying. I don't particularly like that style either, so you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking anyone's guts. Like I totally understand why people would. I'm just like, I've never really gotten it, I guess. So like,
I don't understand why people would like it. So there's that.
Yeah.
I'll come out and say it. So, got a random question here to ask everybody. What do you put on your hot dogs?
Oh fuck yeah.
Well, a man that loves his hot dogs.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'm a Chicago boy. Or like I live in the fucking burbs, so they'll crucify me if I say I'm from Chicago or whatever, because that's a fucking thing. But no, always do Chicago style, or not always, but like I love Chicago style, but like I get it a lot more stripped down, so it's just onion, relish, mustard, and then I might dip it in cheese.
Dip it in cheese. So like the hot dog into like a vat of cheese. Then.
Oh yeah, into like a melted cheese. Like if you go to Portillo's, like the hot dog place out here, they have the fucking best like melted cheese. Just dip the fucking hot dog in there. It's so good.
Like for real, that's what you do? That's awesome.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that is 100% what I do.
That's so sick. Are we talking like real cheese or like that what do you call it, like plastic looking stuff?
Oh, I'm sure it's fucking processed as shit. It's
Okay.
just like
Sometimes that's the best kind of cheese. That's the best kind of cheese.
Oh yeah, it's just hot. I don't know. I just love hot cheese. I'll fucking eat that just with a fucking spoon if I could. If no one looked at me weird.
It's Scott Toastman in chat says, "What's your favorite sandwich?"
My favorite sandwich. Okay, so it's like if you get bread, right?
That's
Uh,
critical for a sandwich.
it is. It can be. And so there's bread, and then you put like a whole. What's that fish? Um, Salmon. So you put a whole salmon, like
A salmon
just
fillet.
no, just like the salmon, and you just
So like the whole fish,
eat the
scales and
bread
all.
and a salmon. Yeah, bam, and then you throw that in your oven for like 30 minutes. Boom, cooking.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's my final answer.
Okay. All righty. So he's got one more here. We're gonna do one more from this guy. It's Scotto Mints, Scotto Mints, something like that. How many horses can you clean with a vacuum? I don't know if this is someone that you know. I would assume it is.
Is it Scott Osment?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think that's what
Yeah,
it is. It's Scott
yeah,
Osmond.
yeah. That's good old Scott, and he knows very well how many horses I can clean with a vacuum. At least three,
At least
maybe
three.
four, maybe five. Scott, I love you, buddy. Scott's probably like the best drummer that I fucking know, and he's a fucking freak. I love him to death. Oh.
Uh, so you said that you've done booking for 15 years. How do you even get into that?
um, so if we go back to like the first show I ever played with my first band, like it was just out of necessity. Like I didn't know what the fuck we were doing whatsoever, and I used to just like go through all the MySpace pages and shit and try to find like local bands. And when we were trying to set up our first show, we just looked for local bands in our city. And then my brother would go to shows, and he was like, "Oh, you should try to hit up like these bands. They're kind of cool." And I would just send messages to like their band pages, and um, I have literally done that tactic since, really. um,
Well, so how
and
do you convince a venue to give you a chance?
um, so I don't know. It's kind of all over the place because some venues will definitely just like kind of take you in, or like some venues like you can just like go on their fucking website and they just have a contact email and like just shoot them a message. Or I always feel like the best method if like you're an upcoming band trying to like get into a room or something is like find a show that venue's hosting or something, or find something like on there that seems like interesting and at least specify like an idea for a show, or just be like, hey, like I have this thing coming up, or like I have a full bill of bands that I want to like put at this venue, like do you think we could try it? And I feel like especially like weekday dates, like if you're trying to get into a room, like don't be afraid to play weekdays or anything. Like if you're just trying to jump onto like weekends and stuff, like I mean those are the most competitive times to have shows for obvious reasons. But like I don't know, just I would say in that sense, just like don't be afraid to like kind of just play like a show like that isn't gonna do well, or that doesn't seem like it's gonna like um do too great, or it's like you and all your friends and like you have like a full bill and you can do like let's say like 40 or 50 of your friends show up to the show or something, and like um it's cool to like you can approach a venue with like a bill like that or something and just be like, hey, we'll play on a Tuesday, we'll play on a Monday or something. And like I feel like that's usually like a good move in terms of like trying to get your foot into like a venue or something. But I don't know, it just there's really not a clear cut way. I would
Yeah.
say it's just a lot of it too is just like if I'm researching into bands and stuff, it's like I use Bandcamp a lot as like a research tool, and then I just kind of like look at my social media feeds and shit too, and just like what bands are popping up, and like I'll check out whoever the fuck's like popping up, or just kind of look into um just other venues too that are that have shows or similar shows, and then look at bands that are playing those shows too, and then you just kind of branch off from there. But yeah, I don't know if any of that made sense. I'm just kind of fucking, here
So
we go.
you didn't just like book your bands, like you were booking like regular, shows for like other bands and shit too.
Oh yeah, I mean it was both. I would book. I mean, I feel like I even still to this day, it's like whenever I book like a show for like one of my own bands, I'm still like booking the entire bill, and like just reaching out to whoever. If there's a band that I find really interesting, it's like I'm gonna just hit them up and just be like, hey, and it's like if they don't respond, they don't respond. Who gives a fuck? And I think a lot of it too, it's just like don't be afraid to just like shoot fucking emails and messages out to whoever, and just also know that there's a limit too, and if someone doesn't respond to you, then they're just not going to respond to you. Don't just fucking keep emailing like every day. I guess that was always like a pet peeve of mine when I first started booking, was like I'd get like, you get messages from like the same person like every fucking day, just like, hey, can we do this, can we do this, and it's like you just kind of space out some things. But yeah, I don't know.
Seems like you're referencing something specific there. Is there a band that was like super annoying at some point? You don't have to name any names.
No, I'm not going to name anyone. It just it's definitely happened in the past. I just had a flashback to like 2013 or something. But like, yeah, no, I mean it's like I don't know, it's just a weird thing, and like I used to just book wherever I could, and like I'd book in a lot of DIY spaces, a lot of like I ran a house venue for a while. And then I kind of just like moved out of that, and then started working more in the city, and working like actual shows, and like now booking in like actual like rooms and stuff. So it's just like completely different than like the DIY route. But it's still kind of like at its core, still kind of the same type of thing. And just, yeah, I don't know.
Well, Scott says that he's proud and he loves you in the chat. So,
oh, what a good boy! What a good boy that Scott is.
But speaking of shows, what's the best show you've played?
Let's see. Best show I've played. I think I wrote it down because I knew if I was on the. Oh yeah, so. Probably one of the most fun shows I've played. Probably it was, and Scott was there. It was a meth tour because he was playing drums for us in that on that tour, and we played in St. Augustine, Florida. For it was some like City Fest thing that our friend Nat just like got us put on because we needed a show really bad, and they were just like, yeah, we can put you on this like fest thing. Like my band will play like right before, and like they have like a noise like project that they do like they're reading poetry over and doing like noise and stuff. And like we showed up to play, and it's at what is it? It's at like just like some bar. Like it felt like a bar with like tropical drinks and stuff, and there's a lot of like people there, like families and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is just not the crowd for us at all. And I was like, a lot of the times, I would say like 95% of the time, like when we get into those situations, like I'm all about it, because I feel like some of the most fun that I have at shows is like when we clear a room of people that are just like unsuspecting and don't know like what our band is at all. So like in those instances too, like we'll kind of like fuck our setup sometimes, and just like pick some of our most like unrelenting songs and just like stuff that like is just gonna either like just clear the room immediately, and the people that like will like it will just stay and be like, okay, it's cool, like, and it's like cool, they'll get it, like whatever. But this particular show, it's like it's just like at this like restaurant bar, and we're getting set up, and I was like, dude, there's nobody fucking here that like is here for like us in any capacity, so this is gonna be fucking awesome. And so we start playing, and immediately like,
Is the rest of the bill like rock bands and shit? I'm just trying to like understand why you were on this.
yeah, so it was, oh yeah, so it was like this like city fest thing, and the headliner for the whole, like, it was like a month long, like every weekend, and the headliner was like Casey Musgraves, and
I'm not familiar.
Like, she's like a huge pop country artist thing, and I was like, this just looks fucking insane to have our name like on this type of bill.
Okay.
I'm like 100% in, but like, yeah, it was like separated into like two separate shows, but they went back to back. So it was just like this giant show, and we played after our friend's noise set, and then so like they kind of like warmed the crowd up in a way of just like at least getting them in this like weird noisy mood, and then we just fucking go in and are just playing like our fastest, most abrasive songs that we can, and the room instantly is just like, nope, we're fucking off. And like everyone, like except for like maybe like 10 people, but like the 10 people that were there just like fucking stood up front and were just like watching us and like really into it, and it was really fucking cool. And everyone else just like went to this patio. But this show in particular, we would do a noise section. It's the same one in the last song on Mother, for Walls, but like there's like a 5-minute noise thing at the end of that song, and we would do that live. But in this particular show, I think we did it for like 17 minutes, where it was just straight noise in this like bar restaurant thing. And like, I don't know, it felt so like everything about that show felt so right. And like after we were done, like the now like 7 or 8 people that watched us were just like, that was fucking insane, like blah blah blah. And like this guy, which was my favorite part of the whole thing, was this guy was staying at the hotel across the street and was like getting ready for bed, and then apparently like he's like, I heard metal music and I just needed to come back out, and he's like, I dragged my wife out of bed and we came right up here and like blah blah blah, and he's wearing like a Slayer shirt and shit, and I was like, this is so fucking sick. Like that was like definitely one of the most like fun shows. I was just trying to think of one that I hadn't thought of in a while, so like that was definitely that's definitely one.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So what's the worst show you played?
So the worst show was fuck. I'm trying to think. It was at my old house venue, Malort Mansion, which Malort is a Chicago liquor thing, just for the people who aren't familiar with it. And my old house venue was named and fucking lived off that shit. But like, it was my old band Other Masquerades. It was our last show. And this is just worst in terms of like every little thing personally goes wrong while you're playing. Because the whole bill was like fucking sick. I think Ostraka played, Artorias. God, I can't fucking remember. There's a bunch of other fucking bands. I just remember Ostraka playing, and they were fucking amazing as always. So like that was what makes it memorable. But it was our last show, but we didn't realize it was gonna be our last show. It just ended up turning into it. But like, I was just way too drunk, and we're playing, and I'm playing drums for this show, and I've never played drums so bad in my entire life. And just everything was going wrong. And I remember like the last song, I just like fucking like just started throwing all my shit just because I was like genuinely pissed. And I was like, this is just like so fucking bad, like blah blah blah. And like I just remember getting like really heated. and I like stormed off, and like everyone else was still there, and I was just like, it was just jarring for me because like I don't normally ever get that upset, but I like stormed off and just like went into my room, and I ended up just like crashing pretty fast. But I woke up the next morning and my door had a huge hole through like the whole center frame
Oh, I
of
guess you
the
punched
door.
it.
Oh no. I just passed out. My cousin went to check on me and the door was locked, and he jumped through my door just to like check on me, like really drunk, because he was egged on by my now current my the love of my life that I've been with for like 5 years. But we didn't know each other at the time or anything, so it was kind of like the worst story. But she kind of like played a role into this, like egging my drunk cousin to jump into my door, and then I woke up the next morning like getting ready to go to work, like just horribly hungover, and there's like a blanket over my door, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like it was just completely broken through. And I found out like a year later that she was the one that actually like egged him on, well before we even knew each other and shit too. And I was like, she just happened to be at that show, so it was just really funny to me.
That's gotta be
Yeah.
one of the best answers we've had for that segment.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's just such a fucking weird clusterfuck of.
Well, speaking of weird, the next one is what's your weirdest show?
Oh shit. Okay. um. So again, other mass. We were we were like in like an hour outside of Dallas for this fucking random DIY tour postings and shit. Like used to book all of our fucking, not like all of it, but a good amount of shows like through that Facebook group. And it's like, oh fucking, it's like booking in the Wild West in a way. Like you just never, like if you ever wanted a tour, like, and having a theme where it's just like we're gonna book everything through DIY tour postings, like I'm sure you're gonna like it's just gonna be a fucking trip of a tour, I'm sure, because you're not gonna know what the fuck like to expect for any of these shows. So it's something off of that. And this kid, I've never met him. We just like met on Facebook. So I was like, we just need a date around Dallas, like blah 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 blah. So he books us, and he's like, yeah, I have like a house venue that I run. It's like an hour out of Dallas. And we're just like, cool, yeah, we'll take it. We just need to play somewhere, like whatever. And so I'm texting him for the address. We're like 15 minutes out, and he's like, just meet me at the Sonic. And I was like, oh, okay. So we meet him at a fucking Sonic in this town that literally, I think their only restaurant is that Sonic. And he pulls up on like a fucking like moped, and he's just like, I just need to grab some lunch, but you're gonna follow like me to like my house and stuff. And we're like, okay. Like it just felt like weird, because I was like, who has us meet somewhere and then has us follow them to like their house or whatever.
You're like, are
So,
we gonna die tonight or?
yeah, it literally felt like we're following this guy, and we're just like, I don't know where the fuck he's taking us. It was just like this rural country ass, like fucking, like what would now be like Trump country, but this is like 2014 ish. So I'm just like already feeling kind of on edge, like just like around it. And I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck this is. But we pull up, and he it's just like this house at the end of a street, and he's like, okay, you're just gonna load in here. And it's like a shed that he gutted out and turned into like a venue. And
How big is this shed?
fuck, like big enough, like it was weird because it had like a stage, but we couldn't fit everything on the stage. So like I think I was the only one that was on the actual stage, and then everyone else was down, and it made me fit like 20 people, like tops.
Okay, so this sucker's small then.
Yeah, it was really fucking tiny. And I was just like, okay, like I don't know what to expect for this. I didn't know any of the other bands playing, and like people start showing up, and it's all like fucking like 16-year-old, 17-year-old kids and stuff, and like they're all just like drinking and getting fucked up, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable here at all. Like just like I don't know, it just was super fucking weird. And like the opening band was like, I just will never forget this fucking kid like was trying to set up his Marshall fucking stack. He had no pedals, he had no anything, and it took him like 45 minutes to figure out how to like fucking set up his like speaker cables and shit. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And like just like all this shit, and they end up playing, and I mean it's just like any fucking high school punk band you would ever see. And like all these kids are just like trashed, and it's really fucking weird. And we're like, okay, maybe we'll just play like 3 or 4 songs so we can just play and like get out of here. And our guitarist like goes to use the bathroom, and the bathroom's like right off of the stage in this weird way. And he like goes in, and then he comes right back out, and he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like 2 kids like literally having sex above the stage like right now. He's like, I went in there and just walked right out, and I was just like, where the fuck are we right now? Like it was just like all this weird shit. And
Dude, sounds like a good time, man. Jeez.
oh yeah, I mean, I think if I was like fucking Iggy Pop in the 70s or some shit, I'd be like fucking in heaven. But I'm like, no, I'm myself now, and this is fucking hell. But and it's just so fucking, it was just like really weird. And then there's just like a burning barrel in front of the shed because it was cold. And like I don't know. And when we played too, like everyone just fucking left. Like we played to the band we were touring with, and everyone was just like outside, and then just like talking shit about like us and then the other band too. And we're just like, that was like fucking terrible. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, and then we ended up driving 12 hours overnight from Dallas to St. Louis just to stay with a buddy instead of like staying
God
there.
damn,
Like,
dude.
yeah, we were just like, we need to get the fuck out of here. So I don't even, yeah, it's just weird. It's just such a weird fucking environment. But that's also like, I guess the fun of gambling with who's booking your shows through Facebook and Facebook groups. So
Yeah, yeah.
you get a lot of shit like that. And it's fun to look back on, but also just like while it's happening, it's just like I don't know where I am. Like I don't know what the fuck this is or what any of this shit is. So
Well, sometimes those shows out in the middle of nowhere do really, really well, but I guess they just
oh
weren't
yeah.
vibing with your shit, with your stuff.
Oh dude, yeah. I mean, there's been so many like fucking awesome, like you just playing like some random ass town in like fucking Alabama or some shit, and it's like or I think like Odessa, Texas, was like one of the best like surprise shows I've ever played, where like we didn't know anyone, and we thought like it was gonna be like 10 people, and it ended up being like over 100. And they
God
all,
damn.
yeah, and people just like show up to like shows there because they're just like have nothing else to do, or like they look forward to like when bands are touring from out of town and shit. And like it's just cool to see places like that like exist. And it's just like, yeah, we're all just gonna go. And yeah, that town is fucking awesome. um
Yeah,
but
when I went on tour recently with the God Awful Truth, and we were playing a show in Wichita Falls, which is like it'd be about Odessa. It'd be about like
okay.
what Odessa is, and somebody from there showed up because they saw the flyer we posted in Mathcore Index. They knew about Mathcore Index way the fuck out there. It was crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Holy
that's so
shit.
fucking wild. That yeah, that's always like the best shit. Or just someone's like, yeah, I just saw this online and like wanted to check it out. And it's like, dude, no one has the fucking energy anymore to just like go and check something out in person. Like at
Right.
least I feel like most people. So it's like the fact that people like that still exist is like fucking awesome, because I know, at least in like my case too, it's just like it's gonna take a lot for me to like want to leave my house sometimes because I'm just like a
Same.
fucking yeah.
Same.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, so you know.
So starting to wind down a little bit here. So right now you've got merch for, you got vinyl available from Meth. I didn't see any shirts. So it's just vinyl and CDs that are left, or
We have like some shirts. It's just fucking like
they're not for sale online. They're like for shows and stuff.
yeah, I took everything down in preparation of just like having stuff and just like making sure that we have stuff, because we never like have like huge quantities of anything. So it's like, I don't know, we'll usually run like 30, 50 shirts at a time per design, and then just try to like come out with different designs and shit. But I haven't fucking I haven't had anything like designed for
Gotcha.
meth
What
for a
about
while.
a Virgin Mother? You got any? I don't think you have any merch up for that, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have any merch up.
Okay.
I have shirts that again I haven't put up or anything, but yeah,
I
I
gotcha.
think
I
there's
gotcha.
some tapes and shit probably through I think through like Tomb Tree and Ghost is Clear. They have some tapes of some like an EP and that split. So
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna be writing that down real quick so I don't forget. It was Tomb Tree and which one?
Ghost is Clear.
Ghost is clear.
Mhm.
Okay. Just so I can write that down in the description. There should be some links down there if you're watching this on YouTube. So yeah, we'll just end this with your album of the year for last year.
Fuck. What's my album of the year? I have to look it up. I wrote it down somewhere, and I need to fucking look this up because nothing is popping up in my head right now because I'm crumbling under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff came out, dude. My last episode was with Christian and Christian Segerstrom, and we were going over our top bands in like 10 different categories. Ended up talking about a lot of different stuff. It's insane how much came out last year.
Oh, dude, yeah, I was like, I don't want to say Black Midi again. I just love that fucking record.
And
That
that could
Black
be it.
Yeah, that Black Country New Road EP, which is like other members of that band, was really fucking good.
What is it?
Black Country New Road.
Black
Um,
Country New Road. Okay, never heard
yeah,
of them.
yeah, it's just it's weird, really noisy. Fucking, it kind of reminds me of like an angry Slint. Um, and then Trophy Scars had a really good full length this year. They're like one of my all-time favorite bands. And then that fucking Black Sheep Wall record too was really
Ooh,
fun.
yeah.
But I would say, some sort of mix of those.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I don't think there was. It's gonna be one of those things in like 2 years. I'm gonna be like, oh, I found all these fucking records from 2021 that I like really fucking love. Like 2 years from now, but I'm just too stupid to check things out as they fucking come out. So
I got you, man. So yeah, that's about all I had to talk about. Unless you had something else you wanted to bring up.
no, just whoever asked about that sandwich needs to eat that sandwich.
Sounds like a wild sandwich. I know you got a lot of social media stuff. So why don't you tell us where people can find you?
You can find me on fucking Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that shit. I think it's all just Seb Alvarez, and you should be able to just find me. And if not, then it's fine. It's no big deal.
And Virgin Mother and Meth are on all those as well, right?
Yeah. And then I kind of just update Virgin Mother shit through my personal accounts and stuff anyway, because it's just kind of the same shit anyway. So.
Alrighty, and I assume everything's on all the. Well, I know Meth is, but I assume Virgin Mother is also on all those streaming services.
Yeah. I'm just it's out of date right now, but it's all building up to. I have some shit coming out for Virgin Mother. Hopefully by the end of this month. I was literally fucking working on it before we like met up to talk. So I'm hoping to have it done in the next couple of weeks. So
okay, a new single then? Is that what we're talking about?
No, it's a 3-song EP.
Ooh. Alrighty.
It's 3.5 minutes long.
Okay.
It's gonna be like another fucking like kind of parallel to Children Are Watching, that first Meth EP, but not really, just kind of the same, a similar vibe, but completely kind of different. So
similar vibe, but not the same thing at all. I got you.
Yeah.
Well, as for me, drop my channel, follow so you always know when I go live. You can also sub to get access to interviews before they hit YouTube and other streaming services, as well as some exclusive emotes. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube, folks, if you like the video, please drop a like. Click the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe. It's a great way to support me for free. Check out my music, The Sound That Ends Creation, at thesoundthatenscreation.bandcamp.com. My new album, Boomers, Zoomers, Desperate Coomers, is out now. Check my next guest is Bone Cutter. Join us this Wednesday, the 5th at 7 p.m. Central for the live cast. Thanks for being here, Seb. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, I did. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, man. And thank you guys for watching.